I believe we are live. Let's find out. There we go. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed something strange about confidence? Some people just walk into a room and they kind of completely feel comfortable. They're happy to talk to everybody. They're relaxed. They're at ease. It feels like they belong there. And then you see other people, it may be you, maybe not, equally smart, equally as talented, and very much equally capable. You can walk into the same room, but there's that hesitation. There's a moment of, I don't know, like second guessing. A little voice inside our heads that kind of says, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I do the wrong thing? What if people judge me? What if I look stupid? And most of the time, all of the time, to be fair, the difference between those two people isn't ability, and it isn't intelligence, and it definitely isn't luck. It's probably down to this. One of them's learned how to be confident, how confidence actually works. And the other one, hey, I'm good, how are you? And the other one kind of can get stuck in that feeling, that misunderstanding, and they can get stuck there for years. How are the pets as well? There we go. So we will kind of jump in and out. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat as well. Now, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something that suddenly, just appears. Confidence is something that the brain builds, like going to the gym, like muscle, and you can start changing it surprisingly quickly. So, what I want you to think about is like that kind of how it feels when you speak to most people and they say something like, I'll do that when I'm ready. That is good to hear. I'll do that when I'm more confident. And this could be like speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it could be starting a business. And maybe it's like walking up and talking to somebody they admire or a stranger. Maybe it's just putting themselves out there, like going live. And the logic seems sensible. When I feel confident, I'll take action. When I feel ready, I'll take action. The brain doesn't really work that way. Confidence doesn't come first. Confidence comes after. That makes sense? That makes sense, then do let me know in the chat as well. Now, let me tell you something interesting. Those of you that have watched my streams before will know when I first started performing hypnosis, I was absolutely terrified of public speaking. And now that surprises people when I say that, because they see me on shows now. But the first time I stepped on stage, it was a mess. It was a charity biker night, quite a rough crowd, great people, lots of them. And I remember backstage thinking, why on earth did I agree to do this? Heart racing, mind going a million miles to the minute. And the strange thing is this, nothing had ever gone wrong. There wasn't a reason why I had that anxiety. It was all just happening in my head. I think most people know that feeling, that moment when your brain's trying to talk you out of something. And it does it because it wants to protect us. But here's what happened. I walked out anyway. And within a few minutes, a few moments, something really interesting happened. The fear started to disappear. Not completely, but just enough so I could feel comfortable up there. Because the moment you start doing the thing, your brain starts collecting evidence. Evidence that says, actually, maybe I can handle this. And that's the moment confidence begins. Not before. So, here's the way to think about confidence. Your brain is constantly collecting evidence about who you are, about what you do, about every experience, every action, every moment where you try something new, your brain files it away. It kind of puts it back there. And over time, it builds a story of you, a story about what you're capable of, a story about what type of person you are, a story about how you handle situations. And the problem that we have sometimes is that most people accidentally train their brain into collecting the wrong type of evidence. They notice the mistakes, they replay the awkward moments, and they remember the times that things didn't go according to plan and things didn't go well. And the brain then builds up a case, presenting evidence. Imagine it like a lawyer in court. See, this is why you're not confident. But here's the interesting part. The brain doesn't care if the story is true. It only cares if there's evidence supporting it. Now, this is where things start getting really powerful. Because if confidence is built from evidence, that means confidence is trainable. It means you can start deliberately collecting evidence, small moments, small wins, small actions, where you can prove to yourself, actually, I handled that better than I thought. And when you start doing that, something shifts. The brain starts updating the story. Yeah, absolutely. Anxiety since 2003. So part of your brain follows that evidence trail. And especially since 2003, that's some time as well. Your brain can update that story. That's what hopefully we'll do with these sessions. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Because the brain doesn't just learn from experience, it also learns from mental rehearsal, from your imagination, from suggestion, which is exactly why things like hypnosis, mindset training, and visualization can be really, really powerful. Because when the brain experiences something clearly enough, it begins storing that experience as evidence. That evidence slowly starts to reshape that confidence pattern. So in a few minutes, we're actually going to do something very simple together. Short exercise using your focus, using your imagination and relaxation. And we're going to begin installing that confidence pattern now. Thank you, Brian. So, you're just going to allow the brain to experience confidence in a very natural way. Now, some people like to keep their eyes open during this part, and other people notice their eyes naturally closing as relaxation deepens. Both are perfectly fine. But in a moment, we're going to bring that focus to this moment here, whether you're looking at the screen or whether you just allow your eyes and your mind to settle. Whatever you do, you're just listening to the sound of my voice. You may notice something interesting begin to happen straight away, or it may take a couple of moments. The mind begins to quiet, the body begins to relax, and what the subconscious mind becomes far more open to suggestion, which means we can start installing your new confidence straight away. But before we do any of that, we may be doing some mind hypnosis type things. So it's very important for me to say this. If you are watching this and you need full consciousness, such as driving or operating machinery, then please come back and watch this later when it's safe for you to do so. Please do not do this while you're operating a car or anything like that. Or if there's any reason you should not be doing this type of thing. Like I say, you can always come back and watch the replay later. But this next part is the bit where we're going to be doing the hypnosis. And before we begin, once again, I have to say this. This is a guided hypnosis and relaxation exercise. It's designed to settle the mind, build confidence, and kind of make you feel good. Please do not listen to this whilst driving or operating machinery or doing anything that requires your full attention. Only continue if you're somewhere comfortable, somewhere safe, and able to relax for the next few minutes. If you're busy right now, that's perfectly fine. You can always save this and come back later and watch the replay and have just a few moments to yourself. But if you're okay, if you're ready, then we will begin. Now, I want you to make yourself comfortable as you possibly can. Now, I just want you to take a few moments now to just sit comfortably, feet resting on the floor, hands relaxed, nothing forced, nothing complicated. You're just allowing yourself to just settle in for just a few minutes. When you feel ready now, just gently allow those eyes to close. Take a slow breath in, hold it, and then just let it go. Simple. Breathing in slowly, and then breathing out. You might begin to notice something simple happening. Every breath you exhale, every noise that you hear, and every word that I say, you can just allow yourself to just relax. Shoulders drop slightly, the muscles around the eyes soften, the jaw relaxes. The body already knows how to relax. And sometimes you just need permission to let go, to just allow this process to happen naturally. Nothing to force, just breathing and relaxing, allowing your mind to begin to settle, to drift, to dream. I want you to gently bring your attention to your breathing. Notice the rhythm of it, the gentle rise, and then the fall as you continue breathing slowly. As you begin to notice your body relaxing now in small ways, starting at the top of the head, the muscles around the forehead smoothing as you relax, the eyes resting comfortably, tiny muscles around the eyes just softening, the jaw relaxing slightly. As that relaxation slowly spreads around your body, down your neck, into your shoulders, allow those shoulders to just drop a little more, loose and limp. As if the body is settling down, drifting down the arms. You can visualize this in your mind's eye. As it goes down the arms, the elbows, through to the hands, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Now into the chest, the stomach, the lower back, all the way down your leg, right to your feet. Just allowing the whole body to settle, to relax. And as you do so, wait to allow that wonderful feeling with every breath you exhale to just get stronger and deeper as you go into your hypnosis. All the way down, allowing that whole body to just settle down, calm down, still, comfortable, relax. As you continue breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Imagine every word that I say helps you relax down. Every breath you exhale, every noise that you hear enables you to just drift, dream, and relax. Now, in a moment, I'm going to count slowly from 10 down to 1. With each number, you can just allow yourself to drift a little deeper, deeper into your relaxation. Not sleep, just calm, focused, comfortable. And as you do so, you can find yourself going deeper with every number, every word, and every breath you exhale into your relaxation. Beginning now at 10, just drifting a little deeper. 9, breathing slow, breathing easy. 8, allowing your mind to go quiet. I wonder how good it would feel if all that inner dialogue just stopped. 7, the outside noises just seem to be fading into the background. Nothing else matters but your relaxation and the words that I say. Feeling more comfortable, more relaxed with each and every easy breath as you exhale down now to 5, halfway down. Feeling calm, feeling steady, feeling ready. 4, allowing the shoulders to relax even more now. 3, mind becoming quiet. 2, almost completely settled. And 1, deeply relaxed, nice and calm, comfortable. And although you could open your eyes or move if you wanted to, none of these things bother or disturb you. They just enable you to just relax down more now. And just let it go. Now, as you relax more, something interesting happens in your mind. Your mind starts to feel this calm, a deeper sense of relaxation, a deeper part of your mind, the unconscious, the subconscious, becomes far more open to new patterns, new ideas. Your imagination is open. Your mind is open. And this enables you to accept new ways of thinking. So for a moment, just a moment, I want you to imagine something simple. Imagine how good it would feel. You already had all the confidence that you want. Not exaggerated confidence, not arrogance, just calm, natural, self-trust. As you imagine that now, I want you to notice how that version of you stands. As you become aware of that person, how do they breathe? How do they move through the world? Confident people aren't confident all the time. They simply trust themselves more. They trust their ability to handle situations, to adapt, to respond. Now, as you imagine that version of yourself, you begin to realize something. That version of you, that confident, calm, able version of you, isn't a different person. It's simply you, but with a different pattern running in your mind. Pattern of calm, pattern of trust, a pattern of self-belief. Patterns can be learned. Patterns can be unlearned. Here's what's interesting. With every breath you exhale, the old version is drifting away, and a new version is making its way deep into your unconscious. Part of you that embodies this confidence. So imagine, only imagine right now, stepping into that confident version of you, almost like you're trying on a new jacket, making sure it feels calm, fits right. Notice that feeling of calm certainty settling onto your body right now. It fits perfectly. This jacket of confidence was designed for you. Feel it in your chest, your shoulders. Feel it through your posture. A quiet inner voice that says, I've handled things before. I'll handle this too. And that's the feeling. And as that feeling settles in, your mind begins storing it as a new reference point, a memory of how confidence feels. Confidence isn't loud. Confidence is calm. Confidence is simply the feeling that you can handle whatever comes next. You have experienced many things in the past, and your life experiences have let you know that you can handle this. I want you to use your imagination again. I want you to imagine a moment coming up in the future. a situation where that old you would normally feel a little bit uncertain. Maybe a hard conversation you've got to have. It may be a decision. It may be just knowing that you need to walk into a room. I want you to notice how this calmer version of you handles it. Steady, relaxed, present. Because the mind learns through rehearsal. The more clearly you can imagine something, the more familiar it becomes. And familiarity builds confidence. So just allow that image now to really become clear for a moment. Fill in all the details. So allow it to become clear. Notice how you feel as you're handling that situation with calm confidence. You are handling that situation. The mind is quietly recording that experience and putting it back into that pile of evidence that you can handle this situation in a calm, confident manner. Every time you take action in the real world, your brain will begin collecting more and more evidence. Evidence that says, actually, I can do this. I have done it before and I can do it again. More evidence your brain gathers, your mind collects, the stronger that confidence pattern becomes. It's like a muscle that strengthens with use, and it happens naturally, automatically, step by step, collecting evidence, building your self-trust. Now, you know that this makes sense. It's like you can flick that switch now. Your unconscious mind can rest that where it needs to settle, so that it has a profound impact in a positive way for you. And in a moment, we're just going to come back to full awareness. We're going to come back feeling calm, feeling focused, and feeling refreshed. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 all the way up to 5. With each number, you'll feel better. With each number, you will lock in these suggestions. As we start now, energy beginning to return to your body. 1. Feel that sensation now as you become aware of the temperature of your hands. 2. Feel the energy starting to come back now. Noticing if you feel that change already. 3. Energy starting to come back now, becoming more and more aware of the room around you. 4. Taking a big, deeper breath right now. And 5. Eyes open, fully awake, feeling calm, feeling clear. And most importantly, ready to continue your day or your evening, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And here's the thing. Each time you listen to this on replay or however you're listening to it, each time you can find a more deeper, more profound change. Because as we mentioned before, that mental rehearsal really does help you lock in that true self-trust, your inner calm, your confident self. Remember, confidence isn't something we're born with, something the brain learns. One experience, one action, one small step forward at a time. My name's Grant Saunders. I will see you in the next session. Thank you, John. John on TikTok says, that was awesome. I don't know if I was hypnotized, but I zoned out pretty hard. Awesome. That is what we love. Let me know how you feel as you go on through the week. Join me every Sunday at 7:30 live or anytime on the replay. And I will see you next Sunday for these Sunday sessions. Guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Cheers, guys. TikTok, thank you very much.